This is the Reality Self-Help Podcast. Summer House Recap Edition, because I'm on a mission. Welcome to the Reality TV Self-Help Podcast, episode 17, first part of the reunion. So I just want to give a quick shout out. Last night I hosted a reunion party in Vancouver, and if anybody showed up, thank you so much for coming. I met so many amazing, fun people. It's the first time I ever hosted something, and I think there was around 300 people there. It was fun to stand in front of a crowd, scream, and it was awesome. And that's why this episode is being recorded today, because I was out late last night. Lindsay filming something, Kyle's there. They bring up the statement from West and Amanda, and they do a group call with everybody, and Mia is such a good friend. She's saying, I'm worried about her. I'm going to try to grab a red eye so I can go help Ciara. Again, we see that contrast between Amanda and then Mia, who is an outstanding person, and I'm so glad that Ciara has her. When West is talking to Amanda before they leave their shared dressing room, and he says, I feel zen. I'm saying that's the new I'm a sociopath, because how do you feel zen when you're about to see all these people that you've hurt so much, unless you don't care? Kyle's being hilarious with all the other guys before the show starts, and that's when West's nude dick pics have been released, and Kyle has an amazing sense of humor. He said, how many dick pics do you need to send out for them to get back to me? I just want to point out the way that Mia walked out. She carries herself with such poise and confidence, and she truly inspires me, and I want to be more like Mia, even though she's a lot younger than me. West is sitting there making this weird clicking noise. I don't even know, something like this. We see Amanda say, it was really annoying, but she goes, don't do that when you're talking. And so it begins that Amanda has to try to change the guy she's with in the work. And again, I've been there. It's helping me as a single person see what I don't want to ever do again, and to not just immediately step into, let's help the guy, let's try to do this. Amanda's already henpecking him in a way which I'm sure he's going to find really, really annoying. But they're in Italy now, and I saw a candlelit dinner. Someone grabbed a quick video of them that I saw on TMC today. So yes, they are away from all the madness, but clearly if someone's filming them, they can't truly escape all the madness. Amanda's the one doing most of the talking, and Ciara says, I'm glad you could say our name this time. Ciara is just coming. She is using language for what it's meant for, which is when someone really harms you, be as clear as possible. I do think anger is justified. I think swearing, and I think yelling at people is justified if they've done this level of stuff. West is just looking down. Amanda says she is prepared to take full accountability, though we know yet again that her words do not matter, because what we see is her constantly pushing back against what Ciara is saying, what other people are saying. She is looking for any excuse that she can possibly find. KJ revealing that he's been diagnosed. First of all, he is so brave, and I cannot believe how I just keep loving this person more and more and more, because just even me watching him, I've had mental health struggles before, and I've been feeling really sad lately, and just hearing someone be brave enough, and I do think sharing is caring. I think it's so important. So hearing KJ admit he had to go to the hospital last fall due to self-harm, he then ended up going to, I don't know if it was staying in the hospital or treatment center for a few months to work on himself. He said he's always ran away from his issues and he's trying to face them. And then they film West, and it's like the exact opposite of never facing anything, pretending everyone's making a big deal out of something, not seeing what your actions do to other people. Then we go to Ciara. So when did you start suspecting? She says she started suspecting stuff on January 17th. It's interesting how many people share locations, because I don't do this. My mom has my location, and that's never something I've done with people. I'm very new to this. Like Sheena from Vanderpump obviously is the main person of sharing locations, how big of a deal that is to her. I don't get that as a love language. Amanda, after 5 years of having it always on, it was suddenly off. So January 17th, Ciara said, and Amanda's trying to interrupt her, and I wrote, I love Ciara's energy. She's like, I'm speaking right now. Amanda keeps trying to blow off Ciara. Ciara says, shut the fuck up, Amanda. I don't see your man sticking up for you now, huh? And Amanda's making excuses. I just don't want people to know where I am. It's just like, just say you were fucking and hanging out with West. That's all we need to hear. And that will create one tiny iota of accountability. no, they're not going to start being nice to you, but everything she's doing is just further exacerbating it, as well as West, by just being silent and like the little bitch he is. Then Jesse has a timeline ready in his phone, which I love, but he should defend himself because, again, you don't want to be judged as a Tom Schwartz when that's not the case with him. I at least like that Amanda immediately defended him and said Jesse had no idea. Jesse, you'll stick up for, but again, Ciara, you are so jealous of that you wanted to fuck up her whole entire life. You wish you were her. West says, I've lied to people here and I take full accountability for that. We see a guy who he learns the catchphrases. He is able to imitate and mimic what he's expected of, but because there's no heart there and no compassion, there's always elements missing that he can never really fully get there, of even seeming like he's convincing when he's apologizing, because it's not real. Ciara says, I think you're the most fraudulent person sitting on this couch. Then we start to see some of the text exchange when Amanda was still denying this to Ciara. Amanda's saying, the internet is fucking on one right now. Don't blame us for your mistakes, Amanda. They are acting like we're the ones that have a problem. I didn't believe it. We didn't believe it. You're the one that was doing it. Don't spin it to because we get entertainment from talking about your life, that you can then dump it on us fans and commentators. Amanda is just so annoying. She says everything was PG. It's just such bullshit. This is what Amanda texted to Ciara. People have just seen us with each other more and are being psychos. So, okay, so it's other people are psychos. It's not that you're a psycho for what you did. So I just see her projection over and over and over. What she does, she sees on others, and she uses her fame and the attention on her to, again, spin it away from her and judge those of us who are interested and get entertainment from this and are curious. Like, we're the ones creating all this drama. No, Amanda, you're creating the drama. We soak it up and we're entertained by it, but it's you. West apparently started it by saying, am I fucking crazy, or is there a little something going on here? They apparently had their first kiss at the end of February. Very challenging to believe that because they've already showed how deep they will lie. We don't know. They say they did not have sex until after. Amanda texted Ciara saying, it'd be so silly. I noticed she likes that word because that's the exact same word that she used when she was sucking the ranch or blue cheese off of that chicken wing or chicken finger. I thought it was a chicken finger, but apparently it was a chicken wing, I heard other people say. When she says, Mia's kind of like, what are you doing? And then she's like, I'm just being silly because I don't want to talk about Kyle and blah, blah, blah. Amanda texted Ciara saying it'd be so silly for them to be fighting because of West. So diminishing, even though she knows what she's doing. What Amanda says on the stage is, so I'm not allowed to pursue something that I feel strongly about? Yeah, I guess you're not. If it's fucking over one of your best friends, I guess you're not allowed to pursue something you feel strongly about. Kyle, being an intelligent person, logical, he says, at that point you don't feel strongly if you're trying to understand it, as their statement said. They're very wish-washy, and it's whatever works for the moment to try to get them not having to take accountability. Bailey points out, like the feminist that I love her for being, West isn't saying anything. He's not saying shit. That's not really dealt with, though. Then we have that little sidebar of Bailey going off on Ben about how he speaks to women. It is true when they pointed it out that he is way more forgiving of Kyle, but Kyle was already being dumped on so hard. That just might have been a characteristic of Ben, that when someone's being completely piled on, maybe that's why he supported Kyle in those moments. It is interesting that Bailey's pointing out, I don't like how you talk to Serena and the way you talk to me. You like coming for women to argue with them or to talk down to them. Maybe that is the case, but I never noticed that, and I actually didn't have a problem personally with how Ben was speaking to the women, but that's just me. Nevertheless, I like that Bailey brought that up, and she's bringing her own issues to this. Bailey, Carl flirtation, talking about all of that, possible nudes being sent, they never were, but led for Lindsay to make that amazing hard bar joke. Kyle tried to steal it. Lindsay claims it. I love this line, and I feel the exact same way. I'm tired of giving people chances to fuck me over. Ciara talks about how her and West had 2 sleepovers in the fall. No, they didn't have sex, but hello, they were sleepovers. I'm sure they were spooning. I'm sure, that's very, very, very intimate to have a sleepover. So I'm assuming that they were spooning, they were close, and I'm assuming they're sharing the same bed. And Lindsay made such a good point of going, okay, so what means more, West? Sex with someone or having an emotional connection with them like you and Ciara had? What? But I think the missing component is West doesn't have emotional connections to people because he just needs ego inflation. He actually doesn't know the difference between those things because all he wants to do is get it on with someone, get attention, and then go on to the next thing. Amanda didn't know about them, I don't think, having some sleepovers in the fall. West tried to say it was one time. Ciara says no, it's 2 times. Ciara points out that to West, Amanda feels like the best kind of revenge you could execute. And I do believe that giving a fuck you to Ciara because he's so pissed off that him treating her like shit and people loving her made him get hated on. And for some reason, he blames her for that, even though in no way, shape, or form is that Ciara's fault. But again, he's too egomaniacal to see that. They also show that he was talking about Ciara being his ex during the summer after Jesse hit on her. He was telling Ben about how it was dreamy when they were together. This person is just so diabolical, the popular word, because he truly works so hard to suck people in, and then like so many of these guys, no, it was never this, it was never that. Lindsay's going, West, you are so fucking good. And she was reminding me of Robert De Niro, the way that she was saying that, it was hilarious. And she said, you're gonna do the same to Amanda. We'll see. Like I said, they're in Rome. Ciara says, actually, maybe you guys are meant to be together, because Amanda is someone who's not going to check him on anything. She's going to be that weak figure that he needs, and he can always be the star in the relationship. Maybe it can work. And Kyle feels bad for Amanda. I don't know why he loves this woman so deeply, but he says that was a little harsh. It ends there, and I cannot wait for the episode next week, because there's still a lot that's been unanswered, but obviously they can't just blow the whole load in the first episode, so to speak. Thank you so much for listening. It's been such a journey, and last night was at least a little bit gratifying to at least see Ciara really stick up for herself and just go in on Amanda, which she 110% deserves, and to so far still see zero accountability and signs of remorse from Amanda or West. To be continued. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for listening, and bye.